Knowing that he already nominated Scotty, it wasn't a surprise. But seeing how much Fessel and Haley distrusted everything else that went on in that room, went on in that house, and how much Haley disagreed. Don't say anything about the veto. Why, Blake? Why not? I want to talk about the veto. Do you not know who won? Okay, someone just said don't talk about the veto. Left. I really want to talk about the veto. But anyway, let me continue. The fact that Fessy. Okay, I won't say anything. I'll give you time to click off the video. But the fact that Fessy and Haley distrusted everyone so much, and Haley even more so, she should have tried harder and counted on her fingers so Fessy realized, yo, we are by ourselves. The fact that Fessy would not listen, he was listening to the wrong head. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Let's not beat around the bush. Haley straight up told him, it's dumb, it's dumb, it's dumb. If you're really looking out for me, then look out for me by not putting up Scotty. Well, it's not best for my game. You're not playing the game, Fessy. Fessy is not playing Big Brother. He's playing insecurities because anyone he feels is threatening his showmans is someone that he wants to get out of the house. He's not playing for $500,000. He's playing for some punani. Punani that he may not even get. Like, after they watch this season, Haley might be like, yeah, so I'm not really interested. And then what? He was in that house all that time for some vagina that he never got. Okay, so when it comes to the veto, here's a spoiler. It was hide and go seek veto, the hide and go veto, whatever, and it took them like 4.5 hours, and they destroyed the house. It came down to Scotty and Brett. Brett won the veto. Scotty's going home, and Haley is so pissed. Tyler got to play again in the veto, and everyone online is like speculating how is it that there's only what 9 people in the house, 6 people got to play, and Tyler was picked once again. His chip was picked. Say what you want to say, but maybe the odds are just in his favor. But it kills me that literally the day after there were feeds and spoilers where Fessy's like maybe I shouldn't have done it. Right now, there's no replacement. Fessel's mulling it over. However, there is a plan to get Haley on the block. And people are like, oh, Fessel will never do that. At this point, watching that nonsense, I'm not sure if Fessy would do it or not. Because I never would have pegged him to be dumb enough, naive enough to believe what JC was selling. And he ate that shit up because it didn't show who he was originally going after. Originally, before he talked to JC, he was going to go after Tyler and Brett. Those were his two. And JC came up there, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh, I'm putting Scotty up." Yep, nope, Scotty's going up. People, you can say what you want to say. I've said it several times in my past videos. I can't stand JC or his attitude, his mouth, but he's playing the best game. In my opinion, he deserves to win. But who knows? Because JC was actually talking to Tyler the other day. I think it was either, no, it was yesterday. He was like, so if we get out Scotty now, and then Haley and Fessy, where does that leave me? He straight up asked Tyler that, and Tyler's, oh, you're good. JC is not that stupid. So yeah, this is the most you've seen of JC in an episode, Blake. But the problem is they haven't shown JC pulling strings this entire season. What you saw in this episode, he's been doing since week two. He's been doing it since week two, and this is the first time they decided to show JC actually playing the game. He was responsible for what's it called? What's that girl's name? Caitlyn going out, Rachel going out. She's the one who helped flip the vote to get Winston out over Brett. He's been involved in a lot of people's evictions, and the fact of the matter is, he's not getting any of the credit. I don't know why. People want to say that Tyler's the mastermind. Tyler's there to be the muscle. So essentially, if you've got the Derek and Cody combination, Derek is JC, or sorry, JC is Derek, and Tyler is Cody. Tyler's the muscle, JC is the brains. And I don't understand why they're trying to make it seem like Tyler's doing it all by himself because he is not. Even Angela's helping. So my top three for playing the game: Angela, JC, and Tyler. Not in that order, but those are just the three. Sam doesn't want to win the game. So I don't think Sam personally would take JC to final two. Someone who would take JC to final two, Fessy for sure would. If Haley gets knocked out and JC can convince Fessy that it wasn't him, JC would make it to final two, and he would most likely beat Fessy over himself. I mean, I'm thinking about all the people in the Hive. I don't think Scotty would vote for Fessy over JC. I don't think Haley would vote for Fessy over JC, and I don't think Rockstar would either. Rockstar may be someone who people believe is going to be better, but I don't feel that way. I feel like Rockstar would give after being out for so long and she's finally able to think about it and get over it. I think she's going to vote for the person who played the best game. And coming to find out that JC played everybody in her alliance, I think she's gonna be like, you know what? Gotta give him props. No one targeted JC. No one's still talking about targeting JC. JC is bringing up the fact that if Haley, Fessel, and Scotty are gone, what's going to happen to him? He's not stupid. He can see what's going on. But at this point, if he doesn't take the shot now, if Fessel puts up someone from level six or someone from that side of the house, if JC doesn't realize that if he doesn't take the shot now to get one of them out instead of Scotty, he's gone. Because Scotty even said, you know what, if I get off the block, if I make it past the season, Fessy's my number one target. In whose eyes? Sam's eyes? Whose eyes? Or you said she. Well, yeah, in Rockstar's eyes, she doesn't feel like JC's doing anything. However, if JC does make it to final two and he starts telling everybody what he's been doing, I think that would change. That would sort of fix the perspective. But also at the same time, once people start getting wind of they're going home, they're going to figure out how it happened. And when they go and relay the messages to the jury about how I got out, everyone's gonna put all their notes together and be like, yo, JC told me this, JC told me that. And in this episode, I was so confused because I didn't know that JC had talked to Fessel in the storage room. JC told Fessel a straight up lie that Sam told so and so that Sam told Brett, or no, Sam told him that Brett voted to evict Rockstar. If Fessy had been smart enough, he would have went to Sam and said, "Hey, did Brett tell you he voted to evict Rockstar or voted to evict Casey?" Oh, Brett voted to evict Rockstar. That would have ended it. That would have ended everything. He would have been like, "Okay, JC just lied to me. Why would JC tell me that Sam said this knowing that she didn't?" That right there, and then he would go tell Haley. That right there would have finished. It would have stopped everything. But what I've noticed about Faute, the Hive, whatever, they don't communicate with anybody. Haley was like, "Well, how much game does so and so talk to you? How much game does?" It's not just about game. How much do you guys talk to each other on a social level? Because talking to people in the Big Brother house on a social level can sort of let you know when they start talking to you if they're lying to you or not. If you walk around in that house and you don't talk to certain people except for when it's necessary for you, you're never going to know when they're lying to you because you don't know when they're lying in general. You don't know when they're speaking normally. And that's something that Danielle from Big Brother 3 and June from Big Brother 4 have talked about. Talk to everyone every single day. Anyone who's going to be on Big Brother, talk to everybody in that house every single day. Because end up being wired to when their tones change. Tyler even talked about that whole little fight thing that happened in the HOH room between Casey, Brett, and Scotty. And he was saying Brett's a terrible liar. I personally don't think that Fessy is that dumb. I think that he is pretending to be dumb to Haley because he doesn't want to admit that he's going after Scotty because he's jealous of Scotty. That's just it. Because his talks in the DR, he acted smarter than what he was doing in the house normally. So either DR was giving him really good questions, or he's pretending to be a lot dumber and unaware of the situation. He knows what's going on, but he just is thinking with his dick. And it's sad, but it's true. I hate watching Big Brother seasons where you've got the potential for a comeback, and it gets derailed because someone from the alliance who shouldn't have won the HOH ends up winning. Because Scotty was second, but I don't think I am. I think Fessy is someone who's very naive, but just because you're naive doesn't mean that you're dumb. You can just be very naive, and I think that's what it boils down to. He's someone who may have been babied and sheltered a lot, so he honestly may not know how the world works. But in the world of Big Brother, which he did not try out for, by the way, he's a recruit. He hadn't watched any of this before. I agree. Fessy doesn't know whenever the votes get flipped, um, he has no idea what's going on. He even says that he freaks out and flips out and goes crazy, and it's so dumb. But let's see, what did Blake say? I think the final three will be Brett, Casey, Tyler. I don't think so. I honestly really don't think so. I personally believe that the final two is going to be Angela and Tyler. I think they're going to cut both Brett and Casey, and the final two is going to end up being Angela and Tyler. And everyone's going to give it to Tyler over Angela because no one likes Angela's attitude. But let's talk about Angela's attitude and what Julie Chan said about her. So, are you all aware what Julie Chen said about Angela? How she's a mean, insecure girl that shouldn't be acting that way, yada, yada, yada. Do I agree that Angela's insecure? Absolutely. I've heard her say some things about her childhood, about what her parents expected of her, and it shaped her into the person she was. She's non confrontational because she never wanted to stand up to her parents. And this is me psychoanalyzing. So if you don't like that I'm psychoanalyzing, oh well. What? I'm sorry that you wanted Casey and Sam to be in the final three with Tyler, but I don't think that's going to happen. I personally don't think it's going to happen. Who knows though? Maybe someone will take a shot at Angela and Brett and get them out, but I highly doubt that it's going to be Casey and Sam if Angela and Brett have their way. Anyway, back to Angela. She's had a very odd childhood. She's not very confrontational, and I think that Angela has sort of developed a personality in this house, not her true personality, but in this house, of where she talks bad about someone behind their back simply because it's easier for her. And it's become something that rubs people the wrong way. She's got this mean girl mentality. I mean, she acts and sort of looks like a combination of Gretchen Wieners and Regina George. I mean, am I wrong? But she acts a certain way, and I don't. You don't think she looks like that, or do you think she looks like that? And Scotty can fight. You can tell by the way he moves and all the stuff that he does that he knows how to defend himself. But at the same time, I doubt he's going to throw a single punch. Not when he's on live television. Personally, I think that Scotty has the best chance from the season of coming back. People are like, "Oh, Swaggy can come back. Swaggy can come back," and I don't know if they will bring Swaggy back simply because the fans are so divided over how they feel about him. But I keep digressing. Let's keep it on track with Angela. I know you guys don't like her. You think she's boring, but let's look at some of the divas from the golden and silver age of Big Brother who are some of our fan favorites. You've got Danielle Reyes. You've got Janelle. You've got Danielle Donato, who I don't know her new last name. And then you've got Rachel Riley. I'm just going to use those four as examples. They have said and done some very controversial things. They have done, well, not so much Danielle Reyes, but they've been like, the mean girl, the talking behind people's backs type deal. But the way that they do it, it's not nearly as offensive to viewers, I think. Even though there are times when I've rooted for Janelle and I didn't care for what she had to say about certain people. Janelle was very confrontational and she was very unapologetic. And I think that's the difference. People don't like that Angela will try to apologize to you in your face and say, "Oh no, you don't. That's not how I meant it." Yada yada yada. Then go right back around and start talking about you. Janelle didn't give two fucks. Rachel Riley played a huge victim. She had more of a Caitlyn type vibe where she would talk mad crap about somebody, and then when they did it to her, she would get upset and be like, "Why are you doing this to me? That's not fair." Don't get me wrong. I love Rachel, but at the same time, I felt like she was she was a bitch in the Big Brother house, and people loved her for it. When Angela does it, I don't know what it is, but people don't. They can't stand it. And for Julie Chen to say what she said, do I agree? Somewhat, but I don't. I think it came off from Julie Chen since it was written. That people read it instead of like heard her say it. That it came off as abrasive and super like I'm not gonna say snobbish, but like critical of someone who she doesn't really know. Did I do the same thing? Yeah, I kind of did, but at the same time, I'm not, on the bashing Angela train. She's a really great diva. She's a really great villain, and I feel like she didn't shine as much as she could simply because that's not her personality. Anyway, this video's going on 15, 16 minutes, and I'm over here rambling at this point. Scotty's going home for anyone who doesn't know. Brett won the veto. I mentioned it earlier, and it's sad, but there is hopefully going to be a jury battle back. If Scotty's there against Rockstar and Bailey, he's got a really good chance, and I'm hoping that this next couple of weeks we'll get the double eviction, and then they will announce during the double that there's going to be a jury battle back. So two people leave, and then one person comes back. This is gonna be one hell of a season, y'all. I can't wait for the season finale. I want all the confrontations to come out. I want this to be a really good finale because I keep saying it and I keep getting myself proved wrong. I feel as if this season is going to end with a bang simply because I've been wrong every single time. And someone said that who was that? Was that anti-Trump? Angela's taller than Aaron. What is that supposed to mean? Angela's taller than Aaron. Aaron from season 15? I don't think production. I don't think production saved Angela. I think production was trying to cover their own ass. I don't think they cared if Angela stayed or went. They just wanted to make sure that Angela didn't start saying stuff that would lead to another season 15. 5 years later, we've got some more races in the Big Brother house. When it comes to all of that stuff, people are like, ignorance isn't racism. That's not true. Racism can be it's like the seed, like it's like planted in ignorance. And she said some very racist things. Did she know they were racist? Maybe not. Maybe she thought that was normal. People like her maybe think that that kind of talk is normal. But it was definitely very offensive. She cried for a long time. She showed remorse, unlike Aaron did. When Aaron got caught up in it, she was like, I don't remember, I don't recall those things. It was taken out of context, yada, yada, yada. Angela was told about it, how she was being perceived, and she actually cried. Her and Rachel both. Rachel took it, in my opinion, a lot harder than Angela did, but who cares at this point? I know Rachel never said any racial stuff, but she was kind of like a confrontational bitch. She took things personally. If you go back and watch season 12, who did Rachel take out? 'Cause she won HOH, I think, twice during season 12. And she targeted, I think, Monet and Kristen. There was no reason for her to do that, but she did it anyway. She completely played very personally, attacked people, and then played the victim when the roles were reversed. And it was hard to watch. I loved Rachel back then. I liked Janelle, even though she was a bitch in season 6, and I love her for it. Evil Dick loves her for it. I love her for it. I don't think she was as charismatic in season 7. Definitely not as charismatic or as big in season 14. She got evicted pre-jury, but I feel like Janelle was a bad girl in season 6, and we all loved her for it. Whereas Angela is a bad girl, and we hate her for it. I don't know. I keep talking about the same stuff. The nomination sucked. The fact that Haley and Fessy knew that they were being lied to by some people in the house, but still decided to put up their only ally, really blew my mind. Haley If she were more assertive, if she had more of a Amanda Zuckerman personality, there's no way Scotty would have won on the block. Zero chance. But it is what it is. Share, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at s.k.turner77. Just look me up. I'm on Twitter, tweeting all the time. Big Brother After Dark. I'm not sure how exciting it's going to be tonight because I think the realization that Scotty is going home has finally hit him. The pitch to save him isn't very good, but seeing that Fessel is the HOH, who cares? I honestly I don't know if Fessel is going to buy what Sam, Scotty, and Brett are selling, but he might because in all honesty, the level six does not want Scotty out over Haley. If Haley sits next to Scotty, they're gonna try and get Haley out over Scotty. But someone just said, was that Blake? Who was that? You and Rachel went to the same high school? Oh, really? That's interesting. My I used to babysit, and one of the kids, or actually three of the kids that I babysat, Libra from season 10 was their high school teacher. Fun fact, they ended up getting her fired. Oh well. I mean, I didn't really care for Libra in season 10. She was kind of a bitch on the show, and come to find out she was kind of a bitch in real life. Eh, oh well. Bye, y'all. Have a great week. Tomorrow's Monday. I start a new job tomorrow, so yay me. Mwah. Peace out for now.